Structure of education. Educational structure or ladder means the various stages of education integrated with each other in a hierarchical arrangement starting from pre-primary to university, each stage preparing for the next higher stage in a systematic order. An ideal educational structure helps to avoid overlapping, gaps and lapses, duplication of efforts, and provides uniformity in the system of education throughout the country to ensure smooth migration of the students from one state to another. Therefore, the different levels of education which the student has to undergo during the schooling process is called educational structure or educational ladder. However, the structure of education in its systematic form was introduced in India by the Woods Dispatch in 1854. Before this dispatch, the structure of education presented a picture of a body without a head or tail. The Woods Dispatch completed the picture by furnishing it with a head and a tail in the form of university education and elementary education respectively. The entire educational program constituted 4 stages: the primary, middle, high school and university. Although during the long years that followed, there have been changes here and there, but the main educational structure has remained almost the same. Secondary Education Commission 1952-53. After achieving independence in 1947, both the public and the government began to take keen interest in the development of secondary education. Although the number of secondary schools and its enrollment began to significantly increase even before India's attaining independence, the quality of education imparted was unable to meet the changing socio-economic needs of the country, so the need for reform was strongly felt. The University Education Commission also remarked that our secondary education remained the weakest link in our educational machinery and it needed urgent reforms. Meanwhile, with the attainment of independence, the political situation of the country also underwent a complete transformation. Education also needed a fresh look, calling for a new outlook which was appropriately voiced by Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the then Education Minister, in his presidential address to the Central Advisory Board of Education in 1948. The Central Advisory Board of Education at its 14th meeting held in January 1948 recommended the appointment of a commission to examine the prevailing system of secondary education in the country and to suggest measures for its reorganization and improvement. There were other considerations also before the Government of India for setting up a commission for secondary education. In view of these considerations, the Government of India set up the Secondary Education Commission by resolution dated 23rd September 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Laxmanaswamy Mudaliar, the Vice Chancellor of the Madras University. Therefore, this commission is also known as Mudaliar Commission. The commission was inaugurated on 6th October 1952. It submitted its report on January 1953. The terms of reference of this commission was as follows. Number 1. To inquire into and report on the present position of secondary education in India in all its aspects. 2. To suggest measures for its reorganization and improvement with particular reference to the aims, organization and content of secondary education, its relationship to primary, basic and higher education, the interrelation of secondary schools of different types and other allied problems, so that a sound and reasonable uniform system of secondary education suited to our needs and resources may be provided for the whole country. The Secondary Education Commission recommended that secondary education should be a complete stage by itself. This stage of education is most important for the students in their preparation for life. To raise the standard of school education, the Commission proposed the following organizational pattern. Number 1. Pre-primary nursery education. 3 years duration of pre-primary education from 3 to 6 years of age. Number 2. Primary or junior basic education should be 4 or 5 years from 6 years to 9 or 10 years of age. Number 3. Secondary education, which should be divided into 2 levels. The middle or junior secondary level that would cover up period of 3 or 4 years. The higher secondary level should cover a period of 4 years. And number 4, first degree course should be of 3 years duration. The Commission also suggested abolition of the present intermediate classes. The 12th class should be attached to the university and the 11th class should be added to the high school. It pleaded for 1 year pre-university and 3 years degree courses. The Commission recommended that technical schools should be started in large numbers and technical institutes should be established in large cities. Multi-purpose schools should be established which would provide terminal courses in technology, commerce, agriculture, fine arts and home sciences. The object of these institutions was to direct students into different walks of life at the end of the secondary course, and this will reduce the pressure upon university entrance. The Secondary Education Commission has discussed at length the secondary education curriculum. First, it pointed out the defects of the existing curriculum, discussed in details the principles of curriculum construction, and finally the curriculum of different stages of secondary schools. Kothari Education Commission 1964-66 is the 6th commission in the history of commission in India. The 5 years plan started after independence helped the growth of the country in many areas. However, the execution of these plans expresses the inherent weaknesses due to which the expected success was not being achieved. Education appeared to be one of the areas which indicated many problems that needed our efforts for immediate solutions. The government was fully aware of the situation. The commission was appointed under provision of a resolution of the Government of India dated 14th July 1964. The commission included eminent educationists in diverse fields from India and abroad. It consisted of 1 member secretary, 1 associate, 14 members, and Dr. T.S. Kothari, chairman of the UGC, was appointed as the chairman of the commission. Therefore, it is also known as the Kothari Commission. Among the members of the commission, 5 educationists were from England, America, France, Japan and Russia. J.P. Naik was appointed as member secretary of the commission and J.F. McDougall as associate secretary. The commission started its work on the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. It constituted 12 task forces and 7 working groups for studying the various problems of education in the country. It interviewed about 9,000 men and women distinguished in public life, educators, scientists, industrialists and scholars in different fields and others interested in education. The commission spent about 100 days in visiting universities, colleges and schools and held discussions with teachers, educationists, administrators and students. It received and scrutinized 2,400 memorandums and notes. The commission worked for 21 months and submitted its report on June 1966. The programs of educational reconstruction proposed in its report fall into 3 broad categories. Number 1, internal transformation of the educational system so as to relate it to the life needs and aspirations of the nation. Number 2, qualitative improvement of education so that the standards achieved are adequate, keep continually rising, and at least in a few sectors become internationally comparable. And number 3, expansion of educational facilities broadly on the basis of manpower needs and with an accent on equalization of educational opportunities. Educational structure. The educational ladder or structure which the Kothari Commission suggested had 4 levels. They were lower primary, higher primary, lower secondary and higher secondary. The structural pattern recommended by the Commission is commonly known as 10+2+3. Preschool education from 1 to 3 years should be given. General education should last for a period of 10 years, 4 years of lower primary, 3 years of higher primary, 3 years of lower secondary education. Higher secondary education should be fixed for 2 years. Degree course should be of 3 years. The age of admission to class 1 should not be less than 6. The first public external examination should come at the end of the first 10 years of schooling. Secondary schools should be of 2 types. higher schools providing a 10 years course, and higher secondary schools providing a course of 11 or 12 years. A new higher secondary course consisting of classes 11 and 12 should be introduced. The pre-university courses should be transferred from universities and added to the secondary schools. The Commission has suggested the reorganization of the university stage. At this stage, the 3-year degree has been favored by the Commission. National Policy of Education 1986. The National Policy of Education of 1986 is the result of the reviews which was discussed and adopted during the budget session of 1985 when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. Again, a committee was set up under the chairmanship of Acharya Ramamurthy in May 1990 to review National Policy of Education and to make recommendation for its modification. The Central Advisory Board of Education, a committee set up in July 1991 under the chairmanship of Shri N. Janardhan Reddy, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, considered some modifications in NPE taking into considerations the report of the Ramamurthy Committee and other relevant development having a bearing on the policy. This committee submitted its report in January 1992, which is known as National Programme of Action of 1992. This policy aimed to promote national progress, a sense of common citizenship and culture, and to strengthen national integration. It laid stress on the need for a radical reconstruction of the education system to improve its quality in all stages, and therefore gave much greater attention to science and technology, the cultivation of moral values, and a closer relation between education and the life of the people. Relating to the structure of education, the common structure, that is 10+2 structure, was made part of the National Policy on Education NPE 1986. The NPE made recommendation for a uniform pattern of duration in respect of the 3 sub-stages of 10 years of schooling. It has stipulated that the +2 stage should be brought within the school system gradually. The structure of education suggested by NPE is as follows. Pre-primary education of 3 years, primary education for a period of 5 years, that is class 1 to class 5. Upper primary education should be for a period of 3 years, that is class 6 to class 8. Secondary education for a period of 2 years, that is class 9 and 10. Higher secondary education for a period of 2 years, that is class 11 and 12, and first degree course for a period of 3 years. The new pattern of education system 10+2+3. The concept of new pattern of education 10+2+3 was first recommended by the Calcutta University Commission 1917-19, which is also known as Sadler Commission. It suggested the introduction of examination at the end of matriculation, intermediate course +2 course, and first degree course +3 course. The University Commission 1948-49, headed by Radhakrishnan, repeated the idea of 10+2+3 pattern. The Secondary Education Commission 1952-53 also pondered over the problem of 10+2+3 educational structure. By the time the Education Commission was appointed under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari, there were 4 patterns of educational structure in the country, namely 10+2+3, 10+2+2, 11+1+2, 11+1+3. Thus, the Kothari Commission 1964-66 emphasized on the introduction of a uniform educational structure on 10+2+3, which was supported by the National Policy Statement issued by the central government in 1968. The new pattern of education 10+2+3 implies that general education is to be imparted to the child for a period of 10 years. Out of 10 years of school education, 8 years of schooling are for elementary education, which generally is divided into lower primary and upper primary, and 2 years of secondary school. The study of 3 languages, science, mathematics, and social sciences is made compulsory. The 10 years of schooling is followed by 2 years of higher secondary education. This +2 education is taken up by the students who wanted to continue for formal education. At this stage, emphasis is given on vocational and academic courses. Courses are diversified and specialized courses are also provided with more emphasis on vocationalization. After completing the 10+2 education, the aspiring students can go for the first degree course of 3 years run by the university. It is known as +3 stage. The new pattern of 10+2+3 for school and college classes is an educational reform of of great significance. Its universal adoption in all parts of the country shows several advantages. Some of them are as follows. A broadly uniform pattern all over the country will facilitate movement of teachers and pupils and will strengthen national integration. It will rationalize and strengthen school education. It will send more knowledgeable and mature students to the universities. Vocationalization that would fit them for gainful employment at the end of their schooling is possible at the +2 stage. It will reduce pressure for admission to universities and other centers of higher education. It will facilitate implementation of educational programs, production of books and reading materials, teaching aids, training to teachers, reconstruction of syllabi, and improvement in examination practices. The standard of higher education will improve as the students going into the universities would be better prepared and more mature. It will provide an opportunity and a means to modernize and strengthen school and college curricula and to restructure them in more scientific lines, as well as to serve the social and economic needs of the adolescents and youth in a better way.